Welcome to another episode of Bergman Saturdays, and yes, I'm quite painfully aware this isn't Saturday, but I felt like I need to start knocking out a few of these episodes right now because I need to get caught back up because I'm like 5 or 6 episodes behind right now on this series. So I need to knock out a few just to get caught back up. So I figured I'd take a look at Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, and gosh darn, I wish I hadn't. It reminded me of why I stopped watching the series for a while until my youngest brother got me back into it with Lightspeed Rescue and Time Force and stuff like that. But this series, just screw it. Like, the movie's not even good. And the series itself was just awful and almost killed the franchise until Lost in Space came back in to save it. Like, this is a series that basically almost died because of how poorly done the series was here. And this movie is a very big hint what was to come. It's just not that good. Like, just look at Malagor, the final boss of the movie. Like, he's meant to be the big bad that we're supposed to care about over the course of this film. Like, he's so powerful he can destroy the Zeo powers. Like they're nothing. Like, he's just that dangerous. Like, if he was to ignite his powers with Detox, they'd be unstoppable. Yet Malagor is written off in like a whole, like, what, less than 5 minutes of fighting? And when he goes giant, the fight lasts, what, like 2 minutes at most? It feels like. Like, seriously? Like, people are like, well, Malagor is more powerful than the Turbo Megazord. It's just, he just had happenstance happened to be, he just was unlucky and fell into the ocean. Like, if he's that vulnerable to water, that falling into the ocean will, like, instantly cause him to explode, why didn't the wizard that stealed him away just throw him into the ocean instead of locking him up in a volcano? Seriously, just toss his sorry butt off the island and into the water and he'll die instantly. Why seal him away? I mean, like, damn, if he's that vulnerable, like, what would happen if a rainstorm happened? Like, if it started suddenly raining out of the clear blue sky, would he just suddenly start to crack up, fall apart, then go kabam? It's like, damn, like, if you're that vulnerable to water, I guess he's the evil overlord that'd always stay indoors. You'd always have to drive around in, like, some protected vehicle. Like, I can't get out of this car. I gotta stay inside of it. Like, I can maybe, like, point my finger or hand out just ever so slightly, like, shooting fireballs, but that's about all I can really do. And, like that's their big bad for the movie. Like, you have to just forget it. Like, he's worthless as a villain. Like, I realize that they probably didn't think about that stuff when they wrote him that way, but it really does make him seem powerless when you realize he's that vulnerable to water on a planet that's covered in water. Like, so much of the Earth's surface is covered in water that it just doesn't make any sense why he just wasn't thrown in the ocean. Or does the Nexus transport us into some other dimension where there's almost no water? There's just this one island surrounded by water. It's like, still, why didn't you just throw him in the water near the island? Why didn't the wizard that sealed him away do that? Like, explain these things, movie. Explain. Like, why introduce Larigo, a character that wouldn't even appear in the show, in the movie? He's just a one-shot character that no one's going to care about. No one really gets attached to Larigo because we don't understand anything he really says. Yes, his suffering comes from his wife and kids being also captured and having them threatened to be tortured, so it's somewhat understandable why he capitulates somewhat to Detox, but it's like, you almost wonder why he even does even that somewhat, because even he has to be smart enough to realize, if Detox has him and his family, she's just going to offer him up as sacrifices later on anyway. I mean, that's what she's going to do with the humans. Why wouldn't she do that to Larigo and his wife and child? Like, maybe showing the emotional plight of the animatronic character would have been more important. So having him speak a language we can actually understand, or throwing him subtitles or something, may have been to your benefit. To make him a more sympathetic or at least understandable character, so we can relate to him, other than him being some weird space alien that's like, we don't know anything about him, much less care about him. It also helped to really flesh out Detox as a villain, her reasons for wanting to conquer the universe rather than just pillage and plunder as much as she wants. She's a space pirate, not a tyrant, so there's no point in conquering anything for her, really. All she's interested in is, like, stealing stuff. So there's really also no point for her to come on land, like, ever. Much less stick around anywhere. I mean, this isn't One Piece, where pirates are basically conquering warlords as well once they get strong enough. You know, maybe that's what they're trying to go for, but it just doesn't work, because pirates usually don't operate that way. At least the way most people understand how pirates work, that's not how they would operate. So you should really flesh out why she wanted to conquer the universe. Like, at least a little bit, besides the fact she's, evil. Like, it's just a childish motivation. It's, like, you can have deeper villains in a children's show. Like, just look at Gargoyles. Like, having a villain with some nuance helps and makes the series better, in my opinion. Though I think what really kills this movie is it's just so boring. Like, sure, there's unmore fights here and there, but there's just such large gaps between things that it really feels like it was planned out to be more like a couple of TV series episodes strung together, like it has the rise and fall in action like that as intended. It's like it just doesn't work when you draw it out over a movie like this. It just ends up feeling like a really, really long episode, like torturously long. There's just not enough to really carry it. And like I said, there's no point to having build up to Malagor since he's such a pitiful final villain to face off against. It's sort of like when you're playing Lord of the Rings: The Third Age and you get up to the Eye of Sauron. Like, it just capitulates so easily. It's just terrible as a final foe. Malagor just doesn't work as the final villain in this movie because he's just that uninteresting, that unfleshed out, and ultimately completely useless as a villain considering he's taken out so quickly and easily. I know I keep emphasizing that point, but it just really bugs me that he was that worthless. Yeah, I just say skip this movie. Like I know you need to watch this movie to understand what's going on in the TV series. But you know what? You might as well skip all of Turbo as well and just jump into Lost in Space and just say, Turbo, it's just not worth it. I mean, I'm sure diehard Power Ranger fans are screaming at me about how that's not fair, but it's like a lot of people, like, even if you've watched the early seasons, like, you don't care about Turbo. It's just that awful. Till next time, then. See ya.
No, we don't have a sacrifice!
Oh, but we do, dear nephew.
We do?
Remind me to get another pet.